Alright guys, so we're going to do just a read aloud like we normally do, and then we're going to do this after. Hopefully you guys are familiar with that one, but did you guys read through this last night, or did you just get it? I don't know.
We got it yesterday.
You read through it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just read it to you this time since you already read it. Okay, so follow along with me and make sure, see that we're doing compare and contrast. As we're reading it, try to highlight or notice what is different and similar between the two, the two America's first people, the Native Americans, okay? So there's two groups you'll notice, and we'll just try to find the differences and similarities. Alright. Native Americans were the first people to live in America. They lived in many different areas of the United States, including the eastern woodlands and the southwest. The eastern woodlands Native Americans had a much different lifestyle than those who lived in the southwest. The eastern woodlands encompassed all of the area from what is now the Canadian border down to the Gulf Coast. The area also extended from the east coast to the Mississippi River. The northern parts of this area had cold winters, and the whole region had warm summers. The Southwest Native Americans lived in a large, warm, dry area. Today, Arizona, New Mexico, southern Colorado, and northern Mexico make up this area. In the northern part of this region, wind and water created steep walled canyons, sandy areas, mesas, and other interesting landforms. In the southern part, the desert land was flat and dry. The Iroquois, Wampong, Cherokee, and Chickasaw are just a few of the major tribes that made their home in the eastern woodlands. The Southwest was home to tribes such as the Apache, Navajo, and Pueblo. Housing was very different for the Native Americans who lived in these two different regions. The eastern woodland natives built a variety of homes, depending on their location. Northern dwellers lived in dome-shaped wigwams covered with sheets of bark or long houses. A longhouse was a large rectangular shelter that was home to a number of related families, each living in its own section. Those in the southeastern area often built villages around a central public square where community events took place. Many of the Native Americans of the Southwest lived in cliff houses of large, many-storied homes built from rock and a mud-like substance called adobe. These adobe dwellings could house many families. All of the Native Americans living in both regions ate a lot of corn, beans, and squash. Hunting was important in both regions, but fishing was more significant in the eastern woodlands. The tribes living in both regions were excellent craftspeople. Those in the eastern woodlands made pottery, wicker baskets, and deerskin clothing. Many tribes in the Southwest also made pottery and were very skilled at spinning cotton and weaving it into cloth. This cloth was made into breech coats and cotton kilts for the men and a kind of dress for the women. Learning about these fascinating people is important as they have played and continue to play a valuable role in our country's history. So just like we normally do, we're going to do a main idea sentence. So does anyone want to give it a shot? What they think could be good?
The main idea of Americans First People, in the nonfiction article, Americans First People, the main idea is that the author informs the reader about how the eastern woodlands, Native Americans, and the
Southwest Native Americans.
And the Southwest Native Americans
You got it. But you can ask for help if you want from someone else.
I would say, like how you started in the nonfiction article, the main idea is that the author informs the reader about the eastern woodland Native American and the southwest Native American.
What was the purpose? Like, what did the author use? That was the only thing that wasn't.
Comparing and contrast.
Good job. Perfect. Did you have something to add? Yeah?
Of how, instead of saying comparing and contrasting them, I would say what similarities they have and what differences.
Yeah, you can put it either way. Alright, I think that was really good. So the main idea sentence is really important because, like, where do you think it says really, like, what it's all about? Where in the article does it really say why it's important?
That Native Americans are the first people to live on America.
Yeah, it is important that they do because that's why the article was written. But sometimes, where do they put the final purpose of the article? Does anyone have an idea? Yeah?
I think it would be at the end where it's saying, learning about these fascinating people is important as they have played and continue to play a valuable role in the country's history.
Yeah. So that's another reason why they're important, and that's why the author chose to compare and contrast these two tribes. So now we're going to do a little activity, and Claire can explain it.
Okay, so it's easy to, I mean, even when I read it through it for the first time, it's hard to pick up on all the details, so we're going to kind of dig into it and see really what the similarities and differences are, like you were saying. So I have these note cards, and we're going to tape them. We're all going to take turns and figure out which side it goes on. We should probably write the two.
Yeah. Let me get a marker. Oh, marker.
So we're going to have to kind of go through it. Like when I say wigwams and longhouses, you probably don't know. I don't even know. I have to look in the text and find where it says which tribe used these.
Who wants to come up and help us figure out what goes in the two bold circles first? Have all of you seen this before?
Yeah.
The new Venn diagram, apparently it's all the rage. Let's do it. Do you want to do it, Skyla? So let's help Skyla write. Let's check it with the class first. What do we think goes in these two bold circles?
The northern tribe and the southwest tribe.
Does everyone agree with that? Ask the rest of your classmates.
Have I?
Yes, to help you.
So Eastern.
So Eastern, E, A, S, T, E, R, N, Woodlands, W, E, L, A, N, D, S, tribe. Okay? Do you have something to say? Did you have something to say? No. And the next one is Southwest. S-O-U-T-H. West.
You paying attention? Can you highlight the important parts for us?
Perfect. Thank you, Scott.
Okay, so
Can you highlight?
we're going to start with the first one, which is going to be bordered what is now Canada. Oh,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people missing today, so I think you'll all get one.
Okay, I'm going to pass it on. You're going to look your own. So when I give it to you, you can start looking for where in the text your card is.
And keep in mind that you also have to tell your whole class where you found it and what it means, so you really have to know what your topic is.
Are we going to highlight it?
Okay. You like that one?
only find your word, but you know exactly what it means and where it goes.
Okay, then raise your hand and ask a question, okay?
Okay. When you're done, pat your head and rub your belly. That's the way we know you're done. Yeah?
So is everyone that's patting their head, do you know which category it goes in? If it's one or both?
Yes. No, then you switch and you rub. I don't get how you guys do this. You rub and then you pat.
To Kaden.
You just switch hands.
What is that?
So,
What is that?
how you pat.
Okay, so can you find, you need to highlight the main ideas of the test. Because you didn't follow along and do that while they were doing it. You're looking for the main ideas in the text.
Yeah, because if you start out both, it's going to be like this. What do I do? I did it! Watch.
Okay, so do you find sufficient?
What are you looking for? They're over there, right? If you don't have one, where can you get one from?
Use your right hand.
So is that
Patting our heads and rubbing our bellies doesn't require talking, guys. Thank you.
Pat your head, rub your belly. Pat bump your head.
Yeah, I know, really.
It's easy. Bonking your head is easier.
If you're
Try really hard. It's actually really hard to do.
And then you just like switch.
So do you think
Like
that
rub your head.
so do you like that?
It's hard because of tempting.
Julian, are you done? Can you know
Yeah. Well, I think I start rubbing my belly first. You can try. This is how I do it. Yeah, I know. Actually, I feel like tapping your head so
Alright guys, let's quiet down really quick. Alright.
Okay,
Which
so
one?
this whole thing is about comparing
Which
and
one?
contrasting the two.
No, he's gone today. Thanks.
Okay, so when you found your word, you weren't only supposed to just find the word, but you'll see which tribe it might be in, or if it says both, then what do you think that's saying if it says both of them made pottery or something?
Both of them, it could go
And why would it go in the middle?
because both of them have the same thing.
Okay. So that means, is that comparing or contrasting in the middle? Comparing? Right. Because you're looking for similarities, right? Okay, so when we go around and it's your turn, make sure you're prepared to know if it's comparing or contrasting. Does everyone understand what that is?
Yeah.
Do you want to go around the circle and just face towards the board?
Okay, do you want to start? Do you want to go first? You got it.
Middle of the circle.
Yeah, make sure you sit down real low so everyone can see.
And tell us why you're putting it where it is from what it says in the text.
I had wayformers and long houses, and that's in the Eastern Woodlands tribe. Because I found it right in the text. Like,
You don't have to use paragraph, you just have to describe what it is.
it's
And then 2.
I know they're kind of tricky words, wigwams. I've never seen that before. So look at the second word. So it's a longhouse. So what are these to the PJ, do you think?
Large house.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, you want to put it on there?
We're probably gonna have to put multiple in each circle, just to let you know.
Okay, who wants to go next? Okay, well, here you can go. Here's some tape.
So I have bordered what is now Canada, and I found that in the text where it says the Eastern Woodlands encompass all of the area from what is now Canadian borders down, and I said that it would go here because it says right in the text, the Eastern Woodlands.
Awesome. Yes, it's only one of them.
Yeah, don't press too hard.
Oh wow, that shocked through the tape. That was weird.
I got Apache, and Navajo, and I found that in the text, and it said those were like 2 tribes that are in the Southwest.
Perfect.
And make sure when you guys are talking, you're talking to the entire class really, really loud. You did a really good job, Kendall.
Oh yeah. I forgot I told them up. Because everyone should.
Yep,
You're all the same
overachiever.
category.
Yeah.
Oh.
He can handle it.
So it was describing like all, like it was describing how all Native Americans have the exact all the exact same food, which is corn, beans, and squash.
Did everyone hear that?
Yeah.
So where does that go? Good job.
And I thought it was on the Southwest tribe, because in this whole entire paragraph, it's just talking about the Southwest, and then the next paragraph it starts. So it's just talking about the Southwest tribe. I don't exactly know what it means, but I know it's contrasting.
That was great. That's just a steep canyon. That's what it says. So, good job. I'll get you next. Thank you guys for being so patient.
And so quiet. Good job, guys.
I had many story poems. Where I found it, it said, many of the Native Americans from the Southwest lived in the cliff houses or large, many-storied homes. So I think it's talking about the Southwest tribe. And what I think it means is just storied homes, which is like large homes.
Oh, do you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the cold winters mean like the northern parts of the area of cold winters and cold regions have like warm winters. Like in the northern tribe, they had like cold. And I think cold not.
Great. So that one was kind of confusing because it would really, you're right about that. It was really specific about the eastern woodlands, and it was saying that the northern parts of that area. So you're right. Those are both